And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, a pop culture cosmos where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. On this week's Pop Culture Cosmos, we talk about the delay of GTA 6. Netflix has a couple of outstanding debuts you need to check out. In Frankenstein, which I saw, Josh saw it, and when we were talking about it, I have seen it since, and also as well The Witcher Season 4, if you're into the Hemsworth thing, and The Predator, headed into the Badlands. It did get a Predator high $40 million at the box office this past weekend, although adjusted for inflation, wasn't really that great of a start. It wasn't really that great of an opening, but it was okay. I guess okay. It exceeded expectations, which were not that high, but we'll go ahead and talk about that right there on the Pop Culture Cosmos. So go ahead and check it out. Plus, I've got a great PC multiverse on the way for you as well for this weekend. TJ Johnson and I have already started talking about a whole bunch of things that you got to go ahead and listen to as well. But you can only do that by checking this out on the Pop Culture Cosmos, wherever you get your podcasts. And as a member of the Lakers Fast Break as well, we got some good things I'm going to flow over to you members as far as I'm concerned. You're going to get a lot of the content if you're a Lakers Fast Break member. You don't have to go to Inside Sport Fantasy Football, where Chris Sardieri and I talked about what happened as far as what went on and what has gone on so far this season in the NFL, the surprises and disappointments, plus our picks for this upcoming weekend in the NFL, and of course, another trip back into the doghouse, Inside Sports Fantasy Football, wherever you get your podcasts. Or if you're a member, $2.99 a month, you don't have to go all those places because I pop it right there for you as well. Don't forget as well, the man, the myth, the legend is here, John Costa. Go ahead and check out what he's doing today at LakersCorner.com. Right there, as far as Lakers Corner on social media, Lakers Corner on YouTube, anything Lakers Corner. There's a corner for the Lakers. It is John right there for you. We had an idiot last week, and I'm just going to leave it as an idiot. I don't know if you saw the comments on the thing. It was the last episode you were on with me, you, legend, I think Antoine Willis Jr. Yeah, this idiot, he gets upset that one of us didn't clarify who. The bonehead didn't even clarify who it was. Goes off on some Chat GPT written for him tirade on us about, I guess, not, showing too much gratitude to each other, to our fan base, to the audience, what have you. Somebody, I don't know which one of us it does, because we all thanked each other, thanked our audience for being there. So again, even when you thank people for being here, you get criticized for it. I know Joe does his shtick and all that with me, and that's fine. But I don't know, again, clarify if you're going to talk smack, be sensible enough to direct it exactly to the person involved. Because you make no sense. First of all, your arguments are stupid. Second of all, you have no idea who you're directing to. I don't have any idea who to direct it to so that they can defend themselves. If it's to me, say it's me. Take the time. It's not like my name wasn't there for 2 hours. Or John's name as Lakers Corner. You could just say Lakers Corner if you don't remember John's. Wasn't there for 2 hours. Or Antoine Willis or John, of course, legend. I don't get it. Some people just go ahead and say mean things to be mean.
Gerald,
There's so much more things you guys can spend your life and time on. Give it a break. Give it a rest. If you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say it and move on. And there you go.
Right.
I'll be fine. I'll respect your wishes and move on. But
And
if
the
you're
great-
going to be a jackass, you're going to say comments like that and direct it as a general statement, guess what? You're going to get a directed statement from me, John, Joe, who even interjected in there, whoever. We're going to go ahead and direct it back to you, because I'm just again, be clear, because if you're not, you absolutely make no sense and you lose any credibility in your said statement. And I'll leave it at that. So that was my rant for the day.
I love your rant, Gerald rant. I love to see that.
Well, I could rant all day for the rest of the program on the Lakers, but I warned people ahead of time, John, as the Lakers in the third game of the 5-game road trip head into OKC. I warned them. The thing you don't do is go in overconfident. But 7-2, John, when the Lakers were 7-2, we started seeing in the comments, Gerald, John, are you ready to go ahead and proclaim the Lakers as the major contender for the NBA title yet?
And we still
Gerald,
let them know.
Yeah, I'm sure you got a lot of comments here in the chat, but also on your channel as well.
Right.
Hey, John, ready to give the title to the Lakers yet? Yeah, you ready to give that title to the Lakers? Let me say, slow down. Slow down. It's 10 games in. 10 games. In this case now, it's 12 games in. Slow down. Because you've got to see how the other teams that your team stays healthy. You never know what goes on in an 82-game season. So slow down on your anointing the Lakers as your next world champion until it gets to that point where you can anoint them. The next Patroon Joyner. What's up, Alfred? I know, tough one tonight, but got to get you back on the air. Hit me up, man, when on your availability, by the way. But Patroon Joyner was putting 45-point wins here in OKC for this game, and I'm just like, dude, get off the crack. It's bad for you. It's really bad for you.
Crack.
I mean, Colbro is one thing. He's got his AI girlfriends and all that. So, anybody who's got that, he's a little off his rocker sometimes and whatnot. But, got to see it for what it is. I said when you go into OKC, just like Legends team here with the Golden State Warriors, I got Next Sports Media, right, by the way. Go ahead, like and subscribe. It is the point I'm trying to make. When you go into OKC, make sure you limit your turnovers and you limit SGA's free throws. Okay, they didn't need to worry about the free throws because the OKC Thunder had it already in hand. When did they have it in hand? At the tip-off, because right away the OKC Thunder dominated with physicality. They dominated at the point of attack. They dominated as far as every aspect on the offensive defensive end, and also the Lakers' penchant for giving up threes and not making threes reared their ugly head in that first quarter as they continued to dominate throughout the game, and it was garbage time early and often for the Lakers. I know people were talking about, hey, Connect hit a few threes. Garbage time, guys. Connect, garbage time. Let's see it when it counts and when it matters. But for the Lakers, it was a drubbing of the highest order for today. But unfortunately, the Lakers lose 121-92, and here today is a good man indeed. It is, of course, the legend from Lakers Corner himself, Mr. John Costa. John, good to have you here. My ranting is done. I was actually relaxed to the game because, again, you can see these things coming. They were all sorry. All apologies to you, legend, but when they waxed Golden State.
Yep.
So
that'd be nice.
Mitchell, AJ Mitchell was the only player to play above 30 minutes in yesterday's game. Plus, they were at home. So yesterday was like a warm-up practice for them. So, going in, you had a relatively fresh OKC team. And John, they made a statement against Golden State, and they made a statement against the Lakers on what they think of everyone else in the Western Conference.
Yeah, I mean, as on the OKC side of things, like, I think the broadcaster, I think they nailed it on the head when they said, like, OKC, it's impressive how they play to win, right? Like they don't just play not to lose, right? So even when they were killing us in that third quarter, in that second quarter, still had their foot on our neck, still blitzing every screen, still rotating like up and to where like we just couldn't do nothing about it on the offensive end. They were getting to it, so that's on them. That's on that. The game, I don't even really want to touch on, to be honest with you. Like we saw what we saw. Cool. OKC's a better team. I think everybody here put out their standings, and everybody here had OKC above the Lakers. So this should come to no surprise. We all said this, but what does come to surprise for me is just the amount of like prisoners of the moment. Like, did y'all forget who Luka Doncic was? Like, is this one game enough to let y'all forget who Luka Doncic was? And if one game is enough for y'all out there to be just forgetting who Luka is, can y'all actually watch the game? Because early in the game, Luka was doing all that he could, but bro can only take so many double teams, so many blitzes. When he gives it up, somebody else has got to do something. I mean, this is a 5-man sport. If this was one-on-one, all right, but we are playing a 5-man sport. When Luka gets blitzed and gives that ball up, I've in that first quarter, go back in that first quarter, I saw about like 3 mishandles from a Luka pass, like where they couldn't even catch the ball, right? Or in an immediate turnover on the other end. So I just want to say, like, yes, sure, Luka Doncic didn't have didn't have the best game. I mean, 19 points on a Luka Doncic standard is not great, but can we look at everybody else that also didn't pitch in, right? And also, even if he does have a bad game, like, damn, I didn't know an MVP can't have one bad game. Like, that's crazy.
No, they can't. They can't.
That's crazy, right? Because I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I guarantee I can find, if I do some research right now, I can go find like the last 5 MVPs, and I'll find at least 1 or 2 bad games that they had during an 82 game season. So, you know what, brother? Okay. I mean, all I want to say is keep that same energy. Everybody that's like this basketball Mick guy, I can't even see his whole name. Basketball Mick or Mike, whatever his name is, brother.
Basketball Melania.
Whatever his name is.
I'll bring it up here.
Brother, I want to make sure you come back. I want to make sure you keep this same energy. And you know what, brother? So much so that keep coming back every single game this season. Please do, because I want to see you keep this same energy. That's it. I just want to see you keep this same energy when he do what we've seen him do for the past 5 seasons. But Luka's not MVP material.
And I kid on Dalton Connect
team. I'm sorry, Joe. Just the last thing I gotta say. Going up against the team, he getting no help. You know how many times Aiden didn't catch the ball today? You know how many times Rollers wasn't catching the ball from a Luka pass? And you talking about Luka not MVP material? He going against a team with the #1 defensive rating last season and this season. And he not MVP material. Man, I can't believe it. That tells me that this basketball Mick guy has never actually played basketball. He think this is NBA 2K, where you just always have a good game. Brother, it's not the case.
Here we go. All right. Legend, bring you in here. I got Next Sports Media. Legend, great to have you here, my friend. I wanted to go ahead and ask you your thoughts on today's game. I mean, your team got drubbed yesterday. Before I do, though, we all can thank the soon-to-be assistant GM of the Lakers, Nico Harrison. Oh, did I say that out loud? I'm so sorry. Count the days before that happens. When he got fired, Anthony Davis trade. Everybody now wants to trade Anthony Davis, if not sooner. It will come at some point in time. Think about this one, Legend, before we get into your thoughts on today's game. Funny how he and a guy on your team by the name of Jimmy Butler both make the same matching dollar-for-dollar amount. Interesting, indeed. So just your thoughts on that. Just ponder that if you want. But by the way, your thoughts on today's game. Again, your team got drubbed. My team got drubbed. And it's something where, it's just something where it's a disappointing turn for both of our teams. But it just shows right now the level and the distance between OKC and both of our teams.
Well, I would definitely say with the Anthony Davis part, I might be willing to pick up the phone and, sit and have a conversation about it.
It's got an extra year, though. It's pretty spicy on the end of that contract. But right now, they match dollar for dollar, just to let you know.
I probably had an ambulance, too, right there, because I know how it is. You get hurt a lot, so they be on standby. Right. But don't worry, I feel y'all pain. We went to Oklahoma, and they pulled the belt, and they how they did us. They did how they did us, Just to call it what it is. They went in there, they spanked us, and send us home. And now you guys got the same feeling. So I'm not surprised. I mean, it's what I expected. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I didn't feel bad at all. Really, sat back, had a laugh, drank my margarita, and looked at my girlfriend. Tell her what I expected. Honestly, if they would have hung in there, I'd have been more surprised. This is what I expected. I mean, they have proven that they the best team in the league, and that defense is something else. The fact that they forcing that many turnovers left and right like that is dangerous. And I think that's why John saw them pick and roll. It wasn't working. It's that defense. It ain't letting it happen. It's that defense that's swarming. You getting double team left and right. You feel like as soon as you catch the ball, two people right on you that quick. They nice. They young. I feel bad for us in the Western Conference for the next couple of years right now. I really feel bad for us. And make it worse. They got all them draft picks. That would make it even worse.
Yep. And like we talked about during the show, during the playback, guys, if you take a look at the latest statistics, tankathon.com is a great place to go, by the way. Tankathon.com with as far as the odds right now as they stand. It's early. Yes, I get it. It's early. But, in the top 7, as far as right now, with the highest chances for a number 1 draft pick in the what is believed to be the most loaded draft in quite some time. First off, it is Luka, the team he left, Dallas Mavericks, because of the Luka trade, because of Nico Harrison. They're doing so bad right now. They're one of the highest teams with one of the highest chances to win the number 1 pick. One of the other teams is New Orleans, who made a terrible trade with Atlanta. Apologies to Derek Queen, but he's not even starting. He's not even starting right now for New Orleans on a bad team. And if at their rate, they might have a chance to give Atlanta a number 1 pick. Oh, and by the way, did we mention one of the last 2 picks for the Oklahoma City Thunder from the Paul George trade is something where they own the Clippers pick next year. So if the Clippers continue to flail around, the Clippers continue to clip, then it's gonna be something. And oh, by the way, in 27 they can swap with the Clippers. So if the Clippers again clip, that's gonna be something right there for you.
I swear the Clippers ruin us for the next several years.
Trust me, he's good, man. He's good. He's good.
Oh man.
Yeah. Also here today, a good man indeed. It is, of course, the man who headed up our playback coverage, along with big shout out to Tough, No Joker. I couldn't hear them halfway through, but you know what? Big shout out to them because I know they were there because you were talking to them. Nick as well. You guys endured it all on screen. I was off screen, and I wanted to stay that way, seeing how bad this went in a 121-92 loss. This Magic Man, Sean Grice. Sean, great to have you here. It was just very disappointing, but it wasn't surprising. It wasn't surprising because I warned everyone, you don't limit your turnovers. These are the things that happen. Again, they put so much pressure on them, pressure on you as a team. You have to make them overcommit and be assertive in what you're doing. And they weren't. They looked like they were on the heels from the get-go. They looked like they were passive. Blake Martin said they were scared. That's absolutely what they looked like. Again, it was just a very disappointing performance from both Golden State on one night and the Lakers on the next.
100%, Gerald. And for the record, Looney may be starting over Derek Queen, but Queen's playing more than Looney is.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But that's because they paid Looney, like it.
Well, they said, and they spent an unprotected first-round pick to be what, 1-10 so far.
Yeah.
So
Didn't they pay
you
Looney
better
like $30 million over the course of 3 years.
So you better be playing Derek Queen as much as possible because Atlanta's going to get your lottery pick here. Gerald, I'm not flabbergasted or surprised at the result. I have to say that I disagree. I don't think this was a deer in the headlights game. The Lakers do not have a roster full of bushy-eyed, bright-eyed rookies. Austin Reeves is a seasoned vet. Luka Doncic is a seasoned vet. Jared Vanderbilt has been in this league a while. So has DeAndre Ayton. This isn't a team that went in scared. I don't buy that. That this is a professional league. You put on your shield and you try and give the best effort you can. They didn't give a good effort tonight. Um, quite frankly, uh, I, I'm a little surprised that everyone else in the NBA universe seems to be surprised at how good this OKC team is. This shouldn't be a shock to everybody. Mark Dagnall has been this with this team for almost 5 years now. They've developed a culture, and I have to say, Gerald, if anybody would applaud the OKC Thunder defense, it would be Pat Riley because they are playing the kind of perimeter defense that the Lakers played during Showtime. If you watch them, they're very fundamentally sound. It's not just their athleticism and their ability to switch. They play fundamentally sound. I mean, they were missing their best pure one-on-one defender tonight, Lou Dort, and they were missing Lou Dort last night, and they've been missing Lou Dort for the past few weeks, and it's like they don't miss a beat. They do not miss a beat. Um, they have three of the best help defenders in the NBA by far. One, two, three. Caruso, Kassan Wallace, and I would say Isaiah Hartenstein is the best help defender as a big in the NBA. So when you have that kind of swarming defense, you have to be very disciplined. And we weren't tonight. At one point, we had 11 turnovers to 10 field goals made. If you have a ratio of one turnover to one field goal made against this Oklahoma City team, you're likely losing by at least 35.
And oh,
And
by the way, you forgot to mention that something you said to me earlier today. In the midst of all the injury reports, three of the regular rotation players, including their second best player, were out of the lineup for both Legends game with the Golden State and our game as well.
yeah, man, I mean, J Dub just signed that sweet extension, and he's resting from a wrist surgery, and he's just sitting back and watching all this,
Yeah,
thinking, "Hey,
well, yeah.
I'm gonna come in here midstream at some point, and I don't
Take
even
all
need
the time
you.
you need.
You take all the time you. And by the way, J Dub don't even need to start when he comes back. Wiggins can start. Caruso could start. Isaiah Joe could. We're getting ridiculous here. When you could say Isaiah Joe could start, Kassan Wallace could start, Alex Caruso could start. It's ridiculous. They go 8 deep at the guard position. Gerald, I haven't seen a team this deep at guard in my entire life of watching basketball. My
It's
entire
pretty amazing
life.
to see on the defensive end. That's
It
for
is.
sure.
It is. And by the way, Ajay Mitchell. Who saw this coming? He's likely going to win Sixth Man of the Year, and somehow, some way, this team just continues to just
Second round
dominate.
draft pick.
Gerald, they're missing their second best perimeter player, their best defender, and they still have a point differential of like plus 15. You're beating teams by 15 points in the NBA. You're stacked. You're stacked. I haven't seen a team this deep since Legends 17-18 Warriors when they went 9-10 deep. And this team goes 12 deep.
Yeah. It's scary. It's a really scary thought. Let me get it back to you, John. Man, it's just what we're seeing here with OKC dominating. I know that the Lakers didn't have everybody. They still are missing the G Leaguer in LeBron James, John. And I only kid when I say that, but he actually officially was assigned to the G League to the South Bay Lakers so that he could do the 5-on-5. Actually work the 5-on-5 in practice with them as he ramps up. But how much do you think a 41-year-old G Leaguer, and I'm putting that, in paraphrasing there. Again, it is LeBron James, one of the greatest players of all time, so I don't want to disrespect him too much. But at 41, how much can he bridge the gap to what we saw tonight to our next time we play an OKC?
If you want me to be honest with you, when it comes to OKC specifically, there's nothing that necessarily LeBron can do here for us to be able to beat OKC. OKC is just a far superior team than us, and this is something that we've all said here, all stated when it came to our rankings and everything, right? But as far as just playing better, we 100% would play better throughout an 82 game season if you factor in LeBron James there. And regardless of how you feel about him, like, please, everybody, I know we got off to that 7-2 start. Remember that this is literally, arguably, the greatest player of all time. Even if you absolutely hate him, he's the third greatest player of all time. Even if you absolutely hate the man. So, so to say that he's not going to help anything is just absolute ridiculousness. But I think that's what that basketball Mick guy would say. But anyway, though, as far as OKC, Gerald, there's nothing we can do. They're a far superior team, and to Sean's exact point, they go 12 deep. Teams that win the championships are deep and can play defense. That team has had the number one defensive rating last year and this year, and go 12 deep. Gerald, we last year had to go 5 deep in the playoffs. Like, come on, we not there. We not there. Yeah, U.S. Adonis. Even if you hate LeBron, he's a top 3 player of all time. Top 20 is absolutely insane.
He's a G leaguer, John. He's a G leaguer.
That's making all these haters feel great.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, everyone. I'm kidding, but it's true. He's technically a G leaguer right now. But go ahead, John.
Yes. No, but yeah. I mean, to answer your question, though, Gerald, there's nothing we could do to compete with OKC. That defense is elite. Their coaching is elite. That's something that I feel like people don't even really talk about. Their coaching is so damn elite, and sometimes like they don't even have to rely on their great coach because they're just so much better than teams. So,
coach, general manager, everything in the book.
Everything, bro. That team, man. That's the team you want to get signed by right there, man.
But you know what I think the problem is, Johnny? I don't think people appreciate versatility enough, and like they can beat you several different ways offensively. So I mean for those who haven't watched them a lot, they're not a heavy pick and roll team because they don't have to be a heavy pick and roll team. They got guards and forwards that can both stretch and cut. I saw Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein run a 2 big man lob yesterday, Gerald, where Hartenstein cut right, and Legend probably saw it. Hartenstein cut right through the heart of that defense, and Chet just laid this up for him. I mean, when your bigs are this skilled and are this disciplined, it's really hard to beat. And Johnny, they run a lot of those burns. They run a lot of those burns where it's constant motion, dipping and diving, crossing baselines, and they just kill you up the seams. I mean, we were watching the game yesterday against the Warriors, and I was shaking my head thinking, oh man, Lakers fans think the Thunder are just pulling one over the Warriors. No, they're gonna do this to us too. And they did it. They did it, Gerald.
Man.
Absolutely. Nick T on the super chat, OKC is good, but not unbeatable. Well, no team is unbeatable. But when you surround yourselves with quality depth like they have, you're able to overcome a great many things. Plus, they have a scheme that accentuates their style of play, Legend. And I'll finish off the super chat. Thank you so much, Dick T, for the super chat. He said it's not unbeatable. They're ball movement, but great defensive teams most of the time. Luka is 2 ball dominant, and we need to feed 8 more. Shake my head. Would have been nice if they fed 8 a little bit more. I get that. I understand that. But the Lakers have to have a better game plan going in. Steve Kerr has to have a better game plan going in. You cannot turn the ball over against this team. You cannot turn the ball over, and you also cannot let SGA go to the line 20 times. Now, tonight, they didn't need 20 free throws from SGA, Legend, but the Lakers started off on the wrong foot early and often with some really bad turnovers. And those mistakes, as we saw, both your night and my night, they add up for both of our teams.
That's one thing I would say about this Oklahoma team. If you go in there and you turn that ball over 10 times, it's over. The game is over. You have absolutely no chance of beating that team. them fast break points is gonna be stacking up just that quick. I mean, dudes might have over 10 points in less than 5 minutes, just that quick, because they're forcing turnovers just that quick. You cannot turn the ball over against this thing. There's no way you're gonna beat them. Threes wide open, layups, dunks, you name it. Somebody's always gonna be open. I mean, you just can't, and that's what killed the Warriors. That's what killed the Lakers. I mean, I literally just amazed of how many turnovers that Jay just kept forcing in. I know you got Miss Carissa. Man, that dude was forcing turnovers left and right too. I mean, it was just unbelievable.
He's got the highlight. He's got the highlight of the year so far, legend. He swipes the ball from Austin Reeves, knocks him on his ass, and then hits a 3 in transition.
That shit was crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna do my 3-minute game recap, like I always do on my channel, right? And that
just put 3 minutes of silence right there. That's what you should do.
I'm literally gonna show that play. I'm actually
like as we speak,
I'm screen recording the play as we speak right now because I'm gonna show that play and I'm gonna say this was like the definition of how tonight went. Because if you see that play, he took the ball up court. And Luka was right in front of him. So I don't know how Luka did not see Alex Caruso coming right behind Austin Reeves to be like, yo, behind you. Bro gets the ball stolen from behind him, falls on the ground. And then, like Sean said, he smacks a 3. That was disgusting. And then it was like, and we inbounded the ball. And then the ball goes out of bounds. Like, that was disgusting. I'm not going to lie, guys.
I mean, it just hurts you, your pride, and just make you to throw your hands up and say, hey, what else I can do at this point?
It ain't our night. It just ain't our night.
It's just
but now you see why many of us out there, we were chastised and chided, almost everyone about their thoughts as far as our predictions. But you can still see on the channel, the notes, why we thought the Lakers were going to be where they're at. And OKC is going to be where they're at. Most of us predicted some really strong things for OKC. So, again, this is not the be-all, end-all. It is one game. And again, OKC suffers some injuries in the right places. The Lakers get people back, get LeBron, the G Leaguer, back into the lineup. He starts playing and gelling well with Luka and AR. Who knows what can happen? But again, as of right now, you'd have to say OKC is one of the leading contenders right now for the NBA title, if not the lead contender for the NBA title. Make sure you go ahead and check out John Costa's 3-minute game report right there for you. Well, it will have.
You'll see that. You'll see that in it.
It'll have Shaqtin' a Fool with Austin Reeves right there for you. But yes, go ahead and check it out, and please give him support anywhere on social media for Lakers Corner, my friends. But John, always great to have you here, my friend.
Thank you, brothers. I appreciate you guys. Lakers Corner on YouTube, Lakers_Corner on Instagram. And I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you boys here.
Oh, no. Don't send too much gratitude. Oh, somebody will put.
They might get mad. They might get mad.
Yeah, they might get mad. They might post something on us.
Where was that energy the other night, cool bro?
Come on. All right, y'all.
Where's that energy the other night?
I'm gonna give credit to Cool Bro. He is here today to show up in the face of getting pummeled like this when he predicted a blowout for the Lakers. Where is Patroon Joyner, who was here the other night predicting a 45-point victory for the Lakers? And this is what happened. Show up on this chat.
Mm-hmm. Gerald, tonight he's Patroon Jabroni because he didn't show up.
Yeah.
You're going down Jabroni Drive tonight.
Have the guts to show up when you lose. I am here in front of you guys when we win and then when we lose. I'm here regardless. So you guys take shots at me all the time. And that's,
cool, bro.
That's where we're here.
Cool, bro. You said we don't need to focus on the losses. It's always about the next game. You also said that. So come with it, bro. Come with it. If I understand it, you're here, but now you got to hear it because this game isn't a game you flush, Gerald and Legend. You can't say flush the Atlanta game, flush this game. I mean, for God's sakes, we gave up 8 threes to the Charlotte Hornets in the first quarter.
But I did count this as a loss, Magic Man. I did say the Lakers are going to go to 3-2, but now they have to go because of that turkey that they
you got to sweep that back to back. Yeah,
yes,
Gerald.
Yes, that's what they do. No Joker in the super comments, super chat. Truly appreciate it. I have 99 problems, and losing to the Thunder is no longer on the list. So there you go, my friend. All props to you. I know you're working hard at that. I think Blake Martin as well. Appreciate you guys. Listen to us while we're working. While you're working out there. 121-92. The Lakers get pummeled, but again, it's just one game. Look at your team, Legend. Okay, they've been struggling all season. They got waxed last night. But whatever happened, Steve Kerr sent the right message because they won tonight on the road against Victor Wembanyama and San Antonio, which is an inexcusable loss for San Antonio if they want to stay at this nosebleed level in the Western Conference. So, give advice to people out there on what Golden State did tonight and how the Lakers can apply that to a back-to-back victory, hopefully this weekend.
The best thing I can really say is you just gotta pick yourself up and keep going. It is an 82-game season. You're gonna experience a lot of moments like this. And the biggest thing I think a lot of people got to sit back and realize there was a reality check moment too. There was a lot of people start, pulling up their big boy pants and saying a lot of crazy things that you probably should not say. Because in the world of technology, them bookmarks, it keep receipts. This was a wake-up call. You pull back a little bit, get through the season first, and then come back to that conversation. That's what I think a lot of people need to do. Some people really jumped off the bridge with the whole, this is the championship year and all that. I saw a lot of Warrior fans said that at first when they were 4-1. I'm like, here we go again. You setting yourself up. You setting yourself up for the same old trap. It is an 82-game season. It's going to be ups and downs, left and right. Wait until the end of the season. By March, you can really tell what is your championship it really looks like. Right now, Oklahoma pretty much let everybody know they're leaps above everybody right now. They in their own world right now. And we trying to catch up to them. That's just what it is right now. You can't cry about it. You just take the loss, keep moving. The good thing is you get to play them 3 more times. So you got another chance to try again with them. You just got to pick yourself up and worry about the next game. It's like college football. You lose this weekend, hey, it's over. You got to move to the next one. You got several more games to go. Just pick yourself up. Go back, look at the film, look what you did wrong, move on. You got the Pelicans coming up. God knows beat them. Losing to them is like losing to the Pacers to me when the Warriors lost to them. When I just cut the TV off, I didn't want to watch that. I was done.
Man, if we lose to them, it's like the Harlem Globetrotters losing to the Washington Generals.
It is horrible.
You're awesome.
It's like rock bottom at that point.
Yeah, you're right, Legend. It is rock bottom.
Thank you, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Yo, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights celebrates 13 months of being a member. Truly appreciate you being a member for a year and a month. Cannot thank you enough for doing so. Cool, bro. Stan Kroenke can't own 2 NBA teams at the same time. He owns the Nuggets. Why would he want to buy the Lakers? He owns Denver. Oh, But again, I give you props. You're here. You're here. At least you showed up. That I have to give you credit for that. DBSH, again, truly appreciate it. Once again, the Lakers lose 121-92. And again, it's a loss. We got to mark it off. I'm hoping that Connect, who is the master of garbage time, which we've talked about before on this show, Magic Man, but with all that he's done, or all that he hasn't done as of late, I'll take anything at this point from Dalton Connect. And he hit from the outside for 3 for seemingly the first time all season. He has been a nothing burger from the spot that he is supposed to be most familiar with the most. And I'm hoping he will take from this the confidence to be able to be more consistent on the offensive end, especially the long game. Your thoughts on Dalton Connect? Again, probably the only semi-bright light in what was a terrible game. And I don't want to take too much from it because we've seen this act before from him in garbage time. But at this point, with the kind of way things were going for him since the trade, I'll take anything I can get.
100%. If he gives this consistent effort where he's scratching and clawing for every possession, Gerald, and he's playing adept offensively. Defensively, he had a few lapses that he's known for, Gerald, but we know this. The only way Dalton Connect is going to get meaningful minutes for this team is if he improves defensively, Gerald.
Mhm. Yeah,
He was
that's
he
true.
it was I mean JJ said it himself during training camp. He thought that Dalton Connect was the best offensive player on the squad during that time. But he still had questions about his defense, and until he answers the bell there for JJ, and JJ's the one that Dalton Connect ultimately has to answer to, Gerald. JJ's responsible for this team and executing a game plan and putting the best 8, 9, 10 players out there. And he's consistently given the same message for Dalton Connect. Your defense has to be better. Your defense improves, I'll play you more. And but tonight was a good showing, Gerald. I agree. Hopefully he can snowball this and become an avalanche and JJ is forced hands and has to play him. I just want to see more out of Dalton defensively. I still see the Michael Myers stance when he's defending, Gerald. You need to bend your
I think
knees
you can, Dom. I think
defensively.
you can still get a slam on him. I think you can get a slam on him because yes, he is still a traffic cone at times on the defensive end. You're right, and no one's going to say otherwise because you could just see it out there. But again, if he starts hitting from three, which is something he hasn't done all season, as far as any kind of consistency, but today was a small bright light, 16 points,
Hmm.
6 of 7 shooting, 4 of 5 from three. If he can do things like that, if he can build upon it, then we can go forward, knowing that we've got someone that can provide points off the bench, which is something we sorely need because Jake LaRavia is all over the place right now. I mean, he gets you 25 one game and gets you 5 the next. So we don't know what's going on there. Vanderbilt is not an offensive player, although he gave you 10 rebounds tonight. Kleber, he came in, got you at 3, but you know how much you're depending on a older past his prime Maxi Kleber, that's up to you. Of course, we know about Bronny. Adu Thiero, I don't know if he was activated for the game or not. He's listed as an active player on the ESPN box score, but we don't know how close to reality for him actually contributing, how close that'll be. Jackson Hayes, Magic Man tonight. That was the big disappointment. That was the real disappointment from coming off the bench. 2 points, his defensive awareness he just was in the right place at the right time. That's been an occurring theme for us as far as his defensive awareness. I think that a lot of people only see him rolling to the basket, and it looks great when he gets 4 or 5 dunks and scores about 10 to 15 points sometimes, like he can. But on the defensive end is where we really need him the most, and I'm just not sure often what I see is what you get when it comes to that side of the ball.
Yeah, I'm Jackson Hayes is a flip of the coin. As far as IQ and awareness out there, Gerald, you never know what you're gonna get. He's like a box of chocolates, as Forrest Gump would say. Um, he's I don't think it's a process. I don't think it's a processing problem at this point, Gerald. Jackson Hayes has been in the league long enough now. He understands defensive schemes. He understands coaching. He understands where he needs to be at certain points in time. And I think at this point in time, Gerald, it's situational awareness, and he's not good at it. And DeAndre Ayton isn't good at it at times. We saw it in late in the Charlotte game. For some reason, Ayton became lackadaisical and either lost his man or was either out of place. Um, at some point during the season, maybe not right now, but it needs to be addressed. The Lakers really need to upgrade their front court, particularly at the center position, and find some stability as far as somebody who can process and be situational aware at the same time. And you never know what you're going to get with Hayes and Aiton. It's a mixed bag with them. So that's a salient point you make. Um, Now what Jackson Hayes we know what he can't do, and you're right, Gerald. What he can do, he couldn't do tonight. He needs to be more athletic. He needs to be more authoritative at the rim. He is capable of meeting people at the rim and blocking or altering shots, but he just didn't do that tonight.
Uh, Martin, I'm truly sorry about you losing so much. I know that Jeremy lost all 8 games on the NBA. I mean, I only see 10,000 people losing 10 to 20,000 here when I'm here, going to the casinos. I've seen that happen in one hand or on one game. I've seen that before. But when you're out there in the world out there, when you do the mobile apps and whatnot, dropping that kind of cash, it hurts no less. And I truly feel for you if anyone lost on tonight's game. And it's just really sad performance from the Lakers. They just didn't show up right from the get go. Made mistakes, easy turnovers for OKC. They anticipated everything that the Lakers were rolling out, and just seemed like as soon as the first quarter rolled through, Lakers just didn't, have that kind of effort to go ahead and try and get back in the game once it got to a beyond 20-point lead, and it just got uglier from there when it went to the 30s. As far as where they were at, it is absolutely a dismal performance, but we have to put it behind us because, again, I had said that 3-2 is what the Lakers were going to go to, and I think still it would be a successful road trip. But in order to do so, you got to go ahead and win a back-to-back, which, as you and I both know, one of those games they're probably going to sit Luka and AR down for, which I'm not sure is the wisest thing to do.
I don't think it's wise either, Gerald, but if I had to, I would sit Luca for the Pelicans game and I would sit Austin for the Milwaukee game. I think I I think we're going to get a taste of our own medicine again Saturday because it doesn't seem like we're learning from our mistakes here on this road trip. You lost by 20 in Atlanta. You almost lost by 40 tonight. I think the emphasis needs to be on you rest Luca against the Pelicans, you play Austin Reeves, and then you pull a reversal on Saturday. You rest Austin and you start Luca. Now, like you said, Gerald, they may pull a whole switcheroo and decide to rest both of them Friday night. But if you rest both of them, this is the NBA, and I don't care. I don't care if the Pelicans are 1-10, Gerald. They're at home, Gerald. They those fans pay a lot of money for season tickets in New Orleans, and they're gonna want New Orleans to smoke the Lakers. Everybody wants to smoke us. Everybody circles us on the calendar, Gerald. Everybody. Their family members, their friends, everybody circles the Lakers. Everybody wants to take out the Lakers. It is what it is. We're the Cowboys, we're the Yankees of our league. Everybody just wants a piece of us and to rub it in our face. And I think it's imperative that the Lakers decide one way or the other. Either we're going for this back to back or we're not. And if you're going to concede a loss, I mean, I guess you live with that, but you and I have talked about this, Gerald. You can look back on a season, on an 82 game season. Legend was correct. It's just one game. But you can look back at we let this game slip away. We let that game slip away. Remember, Gerald, we were counting at least 7 games last year that the Lakers let slip through their grasp. You're talking about the difference between a 50 and 32 team and a 57 and 25 team. That would have vaulted us into the second seed, Gerald. We would have been the second seed in the Western Conference at that point. So every game matters. It's true, it is just one game, but all these games add up because this Western Conference is stacked, and you can't just decide to throw away games now.
Dalton right now, according to ESPN, I think it's updated. 10 games he's played, 26.5% 3-point shooting. He did have a good game, but yeah, this is his only game that he's been efficient from three, guys. So let's hope he can start stringing these games together.
Night, yeah, Latte. Yeah, I would say right now it's Jokic. It's Jokic. Let's
Let's
hold
go
on,
ahead and look
Joe.
at well, I just want to go ahead and give them because he asked to look up the box score, so I am. Right now it's here. You ready for this magic, man? Just a tidy 55 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists right now for Nikola Jokic. That's all. That's all. By the way, they're leading the Clippers by 17.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so.
By the way, Gerald, so far he's likely how much time is left in the game, Gerald? I don't have the box score up.
Yes, 125 to 109, 3 minutes left in the fourth. In other words, they
Okay.
got it. Nikola Jokic
So
has already sat down. 34 minutes, 55 points, guys, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. And you guys wonder why I said Jokic is still the MVP right now.
so Gerald, this is we all love Luca, and he is a top
We
three
do.
player in the he's a top
Still,
three player
Luka's
in
top
this
3.
league.
Yes.
He's still top three player in this league. It's up and we're objective here on the Lakers fast break. We're just being objective here. Objectively, Nikola Jokic is the more efficient player this year. He has 6 triple doubles. He could have 9 or 10 if he wasn't sitting in the fourth quarter with Jonas Valanciunas uh, taking minutes from him. Luca has 1 triple double all year. 1. Jokic has 6 so far. Jokic has a true shooting percentage of 75%, Gerald. Think about that, Gerald. He has a true shooting percentage of 75%. That's 17% above what the average efficient NBA player has. He is right now the MVP favorite. You'd have to say he is the MVP favorite. The Nuggets are about to go to 9-2. They're going to be second place in the Western Conference. It's going to be as much as we're talking about OKC. Denver keeps pace. They're keeping pace with them right now. And that's going to be a dogfight all year to see who gets the number 1 seed. Is it going to be Denver or is it going to be OKC? Because last year, I don't think Denver had the requisite bench to compete with OKC. Now they do. You brought in Tim Hardaway Jr., you brought in Jonas Valanciunas. Christian Braun has stepped up, Gerald. Jamal Murray is back to his efficient self. Gerald, if Jamal Murray continues on this pace where he averages 20 points per game and less than 4 free throws, that'll be the 5th straight year he's done that. Nobody else has done that in NBA history where you average 20 plus points and less than 4 free throws a game. Murray is efficient again. Jokic is efficient. Oh, and by the way, Aaron Gordon is all of a sudden making threes like they're going out of style too. So Denver is back as far as I'm concerned. They are a tier 1 contender in the West. There's OKC, Denver, then there's the rest of us. And that includes the
That's why I said
Lakers and the Warriors.
Well, that's why I saw Denver and OKC as the Western Conference finalists, and that's going to be a bloodbath between those two right now. But let me get Legend in here. Legend, I want to go ahead and yeah, JY, he does have a better supporting cast now than he's had in previous years, and I think a lot of people were talking about, oh well, he's only averaging 25 right now. Well, he just showed you tonight when he needs to turn it on from scoring wise. Joker did it tonight, 55 points for him. But I want to hit you up with something that JY said earlier here. And once again, the Lakers lose 121 to 92. He said, can you be a great coach when you're not a leader of men? Players have got to want to play hard out of want to or fear. G or Magic Man. He's alluding to what we saw the past 2 nights. Steve Kerr did not instill the I guess the fear of God into them last night. Must have said something right tonight because they beat San Antonio on the road to San Antonio. But JJ seemed very. We talked about the team being on its heels, the team being very passive, the team making mistakes, and the team just not being very decisive at all. I saw the same thing out of JJ as well. When they go on runs, he did the Phil Jackson thing where he lets these runs play out. It doesn't always work, and tonight we saw that. It just absolutely just a poor job by the entire team and the coaching staff. Just the way they laid things out fell right into the Thunder's lap. So I ask you, when you talk about coaching, what's the approach that you have when you play these guys in OKC?
You guys you're gonna have to come in there with the mindset of we are not gonna turn this ball over 10 plus times each quarter. You're gonna have to come in here and be ready for the blitzes. You're gonna have to be ready to run and gun with them. And the last and most important part, you're gonna have to just deal with the free throws part. Don't cry about it, don't complain, you just deal with it. But the biggest part, you cannot come in this arena turning this ball over. You cannot beat this thing turning the ball over. That's suicide at that point. It's almost impossible to beat them when you're turning the ball over, giving free points. They already killing you in the half-court offense. Now you're killing you in half-court offense and fast break. You got to take one of them away. You can at least control the turnovers part. You can control that. You know, what they do in the half-court, is what it is on that part. But you can at least control how much you give the ball to them when you got it. So you're going to have to come in with the mindset of you got to handle that ball, fellas. You're going to have to handle the blitz, fellas. You're going to need Hayes and all of them to you got to give me some type of offense here and there, man. I can't ask Luka and Reeves to go out here and just do everything. It can only do so much, especially getting blitz. Like, come on, man. They're going to leave Smart them open. They know he can't shoot that great. They know that. He's never been a great three-point shooter. They know that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, have fun. Yeah, you stand on that. They about at the point we'll do that to Klay Thompson now since he shooting the ball backwards now. So
no, Joker is not a Laker. Ergo Joker can kick rocks. But it's just the point. People were questioning me on the last post game when they were all surprised I didn't hand over the MVP already to Luka Doncic, because I saw, again, with the fact that they had comparable records, but that Luka hadn't played in all the games like Joker did, that I thought it was slightly ahead of Joker. But I said, coming into today's game, Magic Man, if Luka goes for 45 and the Lakers win, guess who goes to the front of the line? It's Luka. That's how close it was. Well, conversely now, like was said in the chat, you have a turkey again like this after what you did in Atlanta, you might go back down the line a little bit because SGA and Joker just moved ahead of you.
100%. Gentlemen, do you know who leads the league in three-point attempts right now?
Who's that?
Luka.
Luka.
Yeah.
He's shooting 32%, Legend. 32% from deep. He's taking averaging 12 threes a game and shooting 32%.
Oh, Laker Tom loves the chucking up the threes.
Well, Gerald, remind everybody today what he shot from three against that OKC defense.
Well, it's been rough right now. Like you said, both him and Austin have not found the range consistently from three. Today, it was actually very mild. It was 1 of 12 for both Doncic and Reeves combined today from three. But we've seen in recent games, Magic, I pointed it out, 5 of 25, 7 of 25. We've given you the statistics are not good. Doncic and Reeves, for however well they are playing at every facet of the game against other teams. Against other teams, Magic, the one thing they have not done consistently all season, and this is outside of Rui, this has been paramount of the entire team. They have been terrible from beyond the arc, guarding against it and shooting it as well, Magic.
Gerald, for all the flack you and I got on the last pod, and for sticking up for Rui, take Rui's 3-point shooting off this team, and we're the worst three-point shooting team in the league.
Mhm.
Rui's actually keeping us from being a poop factory from beyond the arc. I mean, outside of him, we're dog crap. We are dog crap from shooting the deep ball. And I think a lot of people need to get it through their thick skulls. Cool, bro. Uh, Rui is an essential part of this team's ability to spread
Mhm.
the floor because he is the only threat out there, and teams recognize this. And I don't need to explain this to Legend Gerald. They watch the games. But for some of y'all out there who diss Rui and Rui, we need more out of Rui's doing exactly what he's supposed to do at this point, Gerald. He's shooting almost 60% from the field. He's shooting over 50% from three. He's doing what he can. It's other guys that need to step up and get in that gym for hours and hours in practice because it's paid off for Rui so far. But Luca needs to take better shots, Gerald. I saw there were at least three possessions tonight where, as Ledger points out, you can't turn the ball over against OKC. You can have an empty possession. You can have a bad shot, but don't turn the ball over and then have consecutive possessions where it's a bad shot, it's a turnover, you're taking a charge. I mean, they just live for it. They live for it because points per possession are few and far between when you play great defenses. And we ain't playing one on Friday, but we're damn sure playing one on Saturday with Milwaukee, with the Greek Freak playing defense at his MVP level again. So the Lakers better be ready to shoot and shoot well in this back-to-back, Gerald, or we might go 0-2.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, Stat Muse has updated for tonight's game. It's for Dalton 33.3% on the year from behind the arc. I don't know what you're trying to prove, no Joker. What behind it? He has had one solid game, one good game from three all season long, and that was tonight, and that was in garbage time. We talked about this last season when a lot of his points came in garbage time. He needs to do this when it counts. He needs to do this when it matters. I am hoping he can build the confidence from today's game as one of the only bright lights of today's game and put this together for him and build it towards something in the future that he can start going on a hot streak and provide points off the bench. I'm hoping that that'll be the case and he can finish out the road trip very strong, just like I'm hoping the Lakers will do that as well. But we'll find out on Friday against New Orleans, coming up right for you here at playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. But before we head on out, Legend, I want to get to your final thoughts on how dominating OKC is and what you've got upcoming next at I Got Next Sports Media.
I can definitely say they are a true force to be reckoned with right now. And man, Portland better be lucky they the only one that managed to steal a win off of them right now. Because they could have easily been 13-0 right now. And based on their schedule, it might be 18-1. Because they're looking pretty smooth for them. So, yeah, they may not lose that many. They may hit 70 wins this year, it looks like. But coming up on my channel, I'm definitely going to probably do my thoughts about tonight's game and as well as the Warriors game. Just talk about how the Thunders pretty much dismantled both of our teams. So I'm going to probably talk about that part. And I'm also going to talk about the upcoming big matchup in college football for the SEC versus ACC with Georgia versus Georgia Tech coming up in Atlanta. And looking forward to that matchup.
Absolutely. And so going to be some good matchups in college football. So go ahead and hear what Legend has to say. I Got Next Sports Media. Please like and subscribe. And before we head on out, I also want to thank Magic Man and the whole entire stage crew. Again, big shout out to Tough. You could hear him. I couldn't, but you can hear him. No Joker. Nick. Though Nick said his mic was broken, correct, Magic Man?
Mm-hmm. He did.
But he was there on stage as well. So big shout out to all you guys being on stage during this drubbing. But any last thoughts, my friend, before we head on out? And by the way, thank you, No Joker, for all the super chats. It is greatly appreciated.
I do, Gerald. I'm not Karnak the Great, but I see a future where there's going to be a lot of Laker fans similar to Legends Warriors fans who think, oh well, if we make a trade, we need to make a trade. Make a trade.
Mm.
A trade isn't a cure-all for what ails this team. And by the way, can we stop the trade talk for about still a month and a half when the freeze stops? Because that's only realistically when the trade mill is going to start up is that mid-December. And it ain't gonna cure what ails this team, Gerald. We need a couple of reinforcements rather than one to get to a level where we can realistically talk about competing with an OKC or Denver because we're not there. We're not there right now. Gerald, look at what Houston is doing without a true point guard. They scored 81 points in the first half tonight. Now, again, it's against the Washington Wizards, but still, without a true point guard, you were able to put 80 points on the board at half. Houston is improving. I expect Legends Golden State to improve. I expect San Antonio to still be in the mix. So there we go, Gerald. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams plus the Lakers. So we're a top 6 team right now, Gerald, but the future is undecided. And it's going to take this group working together for the next month and a half to solve a lot of problems. Because, to quote Rick Pitino, Anthony Davis ain't walking through that door. Magic Johnson ain't walking through that door. James Worthy ain't walking through that door. So you better figure it out.
Absolutely. Well, maybe it's not a good thing if Anthony Davis walks through that door because then he'd probably get hurt, going through the
Well,
doorway.
he did help us win an NBA championship. So
He did, and I'm very grateful to him for that. But right now, I feel bad for the guy because again, he's going to be forever linked to Luka Doncic, and right now, legend though, matching salaries.
Yeah.
Matching salaries with Jimmy Butler, and you guys
Can he
need some
stay
height.
healthy? That's my only thing. Like, he's gonna be hurt most of the time.
I can't guarantee you that. You're asking, Legend. I have never disagreed with you on anything you said, but you're asking way too much. That's a non-starter. My gosh, right now he has to get his updates. He can't go back on the court unless the owner sees a medical data updated statement from it. He wants to, before he can go back on the court, Legend. That's the news we got today. Because of the firing of Nico Harrison, he cannot go back on the court until he's cleared, not by the training staff, not by the health, not by the doctors, not by the coaching staff, by the owner of the team, Legend. So your thoughts, final thoughts, guys, on this. Again, the only bright light is that Nico Harrison was fired. Pretty much confirming that the Luka Doncic trade, it goes down in history as one of the most impactful trades in the history of the NBA. But with Nico Harrison, I was joking a little while back to people. Again, he's not going to become the assistant GM of the Lakers, or will he?
We'll might get a statue outside of crypto.
He might if they win some championships. There you go. You have the Shaq statue right there. You have the Kobe statues right there. Chick Hearn. You've got all these great statues, Magic, and then you have Nico Harrison right there. Yeah, indeed. But Legend, any last thoughts on the firing of Nico Harrison before we head on out?
It should have been happening a long time ago. You just can't trade a generational player like that. You gotta, no matter whatever issues going on, you gotta try to work through that because generational players ain't walking through the door that often. Maybe every 10 or 15 years you might run across one. You don't see the Spurs finna get rid of Victor Wembanyama no time soon. You can't do that. So it should have happened. It's just me on this part too. I feel like you gotta hold the owner a little responsible for that too, though.
He did.
You signed off on.
Yeah, when you say Shaq is one of the most well-conditioned players to play in the NBA throughout the years, that tells you don't have a grasp, Magic Man. He did state that. He stated several players, but he forgot and neglected in that statement Dirk Nowitzki, who was, great champion for their team. But yes, he stayed in check. And when you're saying stuff like that, you obviously don't have a full grasp of what's going on. And I think he only saw the money. Sheldon Anderson, the owner, or the primary owner, did not see what was going on with this team. He wasn't clear about what was going on in the team. He believed a lot through Nico Harrison, and that he didn't understand the cultural impact Luka had on the Dallas Mavericks. Didn't understand the physical and talent impact of Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. Just he had no grasp of that. All he saw was that he was going to have to pay Luka a big fat paycheck, and decided it wasn't worth it for someone he deemed not ready or fit to be able to do it for the long haul.
Yeah.
Patrick Dumont. I'm sorry. Wrong owner. Patrick Dumont. I'm sorry.
Well, that Patrick Dumont was also the one who was kicking Luca in their arse on the way out. He was the lead. He was the lead marshal for that one, riding Luca out on a rail, and now he's saying, I'm gonna be the one to approve whether or not Anthony Davis comes back on the court. Gerald, it was obvious from the start, and I think you and Legend would agree that when the Adelsons bought the majority rights of this team, they did not have NBA experts at the table pleading with them, begging with them, do not trade him. We can work this out. Everything can be smooth. Like Legend said, when you've got a great partner in a relationship, no, there shouldn't be any big fight that's hostile enough to have one of you walk out the door. So you both sit down across the table and you try and work things out as best you can, because at the end of the day, like Legend said, it's just business, baby. It's just business, B.
Mhm.
And you gotta handle your business correctly, and selling and shoving a generational talent out the door, that ain't handling your business.
Yep, absolutely. Just not the way to do things. I mean, it's funny because Brian Windhorst was saying, "Well, you could make a case for the trade." No, you can't.
No.
No, you can't. We couldn't then, and we still can't now. Stop trying to go down both sides of the fence on this, Brian Windhorst. It just absolutely is just asinine. This was a stupid trade. 99% of the people that I spoke to, 99% of the people that I heard on camera, 99% of the people that I've heard on podcasts, then and now said it was a stupid trade. Don't defend it, because there's nothing to defend. Nico was the only one right there. Yeah, exactly, Legend. Nico was the only one in the room, along with Patrick Dumont, to make this trade. Those two are the reason why Luka is here with us and why he's not there with Dallas, where he should have been, and he should still be, but he won't now. And then somebody had the gall to ask Luka in the post game whether or not he could see himself playing ever for Dallas again now that Nico Harrison's gone. Cut it out, man.
Hey, come on, man.
You know what, Gerald? Let's be real about something, okay? We all got exes. Maybe you keep tabs on your exes for a while, but you never go back to your ex.
Nope.
You never go back. Have a good life. I wish you well, but bye-bye. You didn't want me, bye-bye. I'm not coming back.
Yeah, it's just that simple. But Legend, Magic Man, you guys have been great on the show. Again, thank you to everyone out there. Hey, I'm going to show gratitude. I don't care if you mock me for it. I don't care if you go ahead to ChatGPT and write a response back and get a response back that you copy and paste. You admitted to copy and pasting the same criticism twice on the same video. Again, the one against San Antonio last week. You admitted to copy and pasting. That's how dumb you are, you idiot. You know who I'm talking to out there. You know who I'm talking to. Look at the comments on San Antonio game last week, and you'll know exactly who I'm talking to on that. But again, not too upset about the Lakers. This was, again, you don't play to their strengths. Otherwise, these things are going to happen. And they did tonight, 121-92. They can still close out this road trip strong. LeBron is back on the court playing 5-on-5. The G Leaguer, by the way, assigned to the South Bay Lakers. He is playing and practicing against 5-on-5. So he could be ready maybe by next week against Utah in one of those two games. We'll have to wait and see. But again, the Lakers lose 121-92. They're in 5th place in the Western Conference at 8-4. But we'll be back on Friday. Magic Man doing a great job as far as our playback team. Tough, No Joker, Nick, Henry. Great job by those guys. Legend coming in with his great comments as well. Alfred, if you're still listening, hit me up, man. Got to get you on a NBA observation show as well. You guys are awesome. Again, anybody out there watching us, please let someone know we exist on this planet. Tell them to come in, like, and subscribe. We should be major competition for all the other Lakers shows out there, but it's up to you to get us there. It is imperative that you get us up there because I'm tired of seeing all these bland Laker guys providing excuses and throwing too many flowers and all that. And Yova Buha saying we should all reevaluate how the Lakers are and all that good stuff. When stuff like this happens, we got to go ahead and be real, and we will always be real because we give it to you about the Lakers and the NBA like no one else, as always. But we will see you on Friday for the game of New Orleans, and then also as well the best post game in town right here at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast.